I'm Jennifer Bell, and I wanted to talk to you today about your initial election period for Medicare versus any sort of special election period. So let's talk about the differences between the two. Your initial election period is when you first become eligible for Medicare. So for most people, that's when you turn 65. It's the 3 months before your birth month, your birthday month that you turn 65, and then the 3 months following. At any time during that period, you can enroll in Medicare and have your Medicare start relatively quickly. Now, if you do the application prior to your birthday month, then your Medicare will start on the 1st of your birthday month. If you wait and do it either the month of your birthday or the month after, 2 months after, or 3 months after, Medicare actually has a delayed Part B start for later in your initial election period enrollments. I hope that makes sense. So if you get it done ahead of time, then you'll be covered right on the 1st of your birthday month. And if you do it during that month or the 3 months following, you'll have a delayed start for Medicare Part B. I don't know why, but that's just how it works. Now, special election periods are all over the place. I mean, these are things that can happen. There's so many different reasons why you'd have a special election period. One of the biggest ones is you have been working, even though you turned 65 last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, you've been working and you've been on an employer group health plan and you've had health benefits through that employer group health plan. When you retire and come off of that employer group health plan, you have what's called a special election period. And that means that you can then enroll in Medicare A and B after you come off of that plan. You can also do it in advance. So 2 to 3 months before you know you're going to retire, you can submit your application to Social Security and have your Medicare start the 1st of the month after you leave your group plan. Now, I say that because Medicare only starts on the 1st of the month. And so if you are going to be losing benefits on, let's say, October 31st, then you would want to do your application 2 to 3 months before that and have your Medicare start date be November 1. Now, if you're one of those folks that actually has your benefits stop mid-month, like the 6th or the 15th or the 29th, I mean, it doesn't matter. If you're going to be without coverage for a day or 3 weeks, you're going to want your Medicare to start the 1st of that month, even though you're going to have some overlap in coverage. That way, if your benefits do end on the 6th of the month, you don't go those full 3 weeks after the 6th without any sort of health insurance, because we just never know what can happen. So with special election periods, you want to make sure that you use those in a timely manner. With Part B, you can have 8 months after you leave your employer group health plan to apply for Medicare Part B. With prescription drug plan coverage, you have 2 months when you come off of your employer group health plan to get on a prescription drug plan. So just kind of know that there's a few different scenarios where you would have a special election period, but the most common is when you're coming off of an employer group health plan. So when you're initially getting on Medicare, it's either you've turned 65 or you're coming off of an employer group health plan. Now, you might also get on Medicare due to disability, and that has its own enrollment period as well. So just kind of keep these things in mind. Make sure that you get your A and B in place in the appropriate time frame. One thing I do want to mention is if your birthday falls on the 1st of the month, so let's say February 1st, then your Medicare would actually start January 1st. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your initial election period. If your birthday happens to fall on the 1st of the month, they will start Medicare the month prior on the 1st. And that's just one of those little tidbits of information that can be helpful for you if you were born on the 1st. And as always, if you have any questions, I know this gets really crazy and convoluted and confusing, you're welcome to reach out to me either by phone or you can also shoot me an email. And I'm happy to answer your specific question. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next video.